Congress's top man in Karnataka, DK Shivakumar, is now under his own party's radar. And this because he attended Mahashivratri celebrations at Sadhguru's ashram. And days after, he visited the Mahakumbh as well, where he praised the administration and the efforts they've taken in going ahead and conducting the Mahakumbh. All of this has led to the Congress seeing red, questioning DK Shivakumar's intent of attending these events. The BJP is making the most of this, with them claiming that DK Shivakumar is the next Eknath Shinde and that he is on the verge of a political flip of shifting allegiance to the BJP. Here's our next report.
After Karnataka Deputy CM DK Shivakumar celebrated Shivratri with Sadhguru alongside Home Minister Amit Shah, speculation about the Congress leader joining BJP has flared up again. The buzz around his political future has forced Shivakumar to clear the air.
ನನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಡೆಪ್ಟಿ ಸಿಎಂ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಶೋ ಮೈ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಾನು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ.
Regarding his visit to Sadhguru's ashram, the Congress leader had already clarified his stance.
ಯಾವ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತನೂ ಬೇಡ, ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿರೋದು ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ, ಶಿವನ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬಿಲೀಫು. ಯಾರು ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ.
The BJP, however, is shipping in the choppy waters of Karnataka politics.
Yesterday you said DK Shivakumar will be the Eknath Shinde of Karnataka.
It is correct because it's showing the picture, real picture. It's a trailer. Now it's showing trailer. Picture Babi Baki.
On umpty number of occasions have made it pretty clear. Day by day, infighting within the ruling Congress party is only increasing. CM kursi ke liye हर दिन competition ज़्यादा हो रहा है, and that's the reason why DK Shivakumar is also looking very disturbed, and senior ministers also repeatedly attacking DK Shivakumar.
Many Congress leaders have backed Shivakumar.
He's born religious. So from by birth he's BJP then. Even these are all nonsensical talks that are going on. Mr. DK Shivakumar is a staunch congressman and he will remain a staunch congressman.
The rift within Congress over CM's post is a known fact. There is an uneasy between CM Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar. But how long will it last? With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's introduce our panel tonight to talk really about what's happening within the Karnataka Congress, what's with the anger within the Congress over DK Shivakumar being part of a Mahashivratri event. We've got Tuhin Sinha staying on with us, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Dhruv Jati, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress, and Sandeep Shastri, national coordinator of Lokniti Network. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me here on To The Point. Mr. Sandeep Shastri, I'll begin with you. Is this the BJP essentially, kind of creating more drama in a situation where you've already got a lot of chaos within the Karnataka Congress? Or do you think there is some merit, some truth to this possibility of DK Shivakumar switching over?
See, everybody is fishing in the troubled political waters, and it's a wonderful story to occupy space and time. Now, I think we need to make a few points very clear. Shivakumar has been known to be very loyal to the party, and there have been occasions in the past also when similar points have been made, and he has consistently maintained that position. Let's also accept the fact that in Karnataka, be it the Congress, be it the BJP, there has been tremendous infighting within both parties, and this jockeying for stances and positions and attacking leaders is always there. Why is it difficult to make a distinction between the personal religious preferences of people and the political stance that the party takes. So I would basically see a ripple being created in a political pond just to ensure that the rivalries, the attacks, the differences between parties and the sniping of one party at another continues to happen. And I think this is the part of the fun of politics, and I really don't think anything serious should be taken out of this situation. I think both sides are trying to take the best benefit of the situation.
Both sides, I don't know, but Sandeep Shastri, just stay with me. Dhruv, the question that's constantly being asked is there no space within the Congress to practice your faith, practice your religion, go ahead and express your beliefs?
Who said, Akshata? I mean, I also did listen to your intro where you stated about whether the Congress has space in order to practice or free religion. I mean, has there ever been a question in official communique from the party ever to
let me tell you why. Mr. P.V. Mohan, who's part of your party, questioned why DK Shivakumar chose to be a part of the Mahashivratri celebrations. That's where this stemmed from. And that's why DK Shivakumar has had to issue 3 clarifications.
Right, Akshata, and that's, the AICC General Secretary's personal view. And hasn't there been questions in the BJP before? Hasn't LK Advani questioned Modi on tremendous issues? Hasn't Yashwant Sinha questioned the BJP on economy, Arun Shiroli on Modi's dark traits, Subramaniam Swamy on various tax regimes? I mean, there is internal democracy in parties, and it's his personal opinion. It has nothing to do with the official party stand. And I don't think you or none of us have seen an official communique from the party saying anywhere that, DK Shivakumar's attendance for the program was condemned.
Okay, but this is an AICC General Secretary. We'll surely take him seriously.
It's an isolated view and clearly a minority
what
view.
What stops then the Congress from coming out and issuing a statement and saying, look, DK Shivakumar is one of us. We have no problem with him being a part of the Kumbh, being a part of the Mahashivratri celebrations.
It's a personal view. I mean, you see, Sri DK Shivakumar, our Honorable KPCC President, started his journey in the Congress in 1982. In the NSUI, the grassroots of the Congress party. And there is no question when it comes to his loyalty. And, we're speaking over here of a staunch congressman. And no matter how many words I put forth over here, it doesn't justify the amount of sacrifice that he has done to the party over the past 40 years. Because since 1982, it's been 40 years in 2020 when he went on to become the KPCC president. So I don't see a necessity of any of that. His loyalty is unquestionable.
Okay. Tuhin Sinha, your opening comment on this entire issue, the BJP seems to be trying to fish in troubled waters, making the most of the situation, trying to claim that DK Shivakumar is the next Eknath Shinde.
Well, Akshita, the way I see it, sensible leaders in the Congress party are finally beginning to give it back to the top leadership for its repeated disregard for Hindu sentiment. So if you look at it, on 27 January, Kharge ji had made that statement that Kumbh mein kya rakha hai, garibi hatao. And look at how Congress leaders started going for Kumbh after that. Be it Sachin Pilot, be it DK Shivakumar, and we also saw how DK Shivakumar was subsequently punished. 2 days after he went for Kumbh, there was an investor summit in Karnataka, and at the last moment, both Rahul Gandhi and Kharge ji backed out. Now, when it comes to Sadhguru's ashram's visit, Sadhguru ji in front of DK Shivakumar had praised the decision to abrogate Article 370, and by happily listening to that, DK Shivakumar has confirmed that he too has nationalist sentiments, which is alien to the present-day Congress party. I think that is the big point. Has he issued a clarification? Has he said Sadhguru ji should not have spoken about Kashmir? Sadhguru ji spoke very categorically about the good decision about how abrogation of Article 370 has opened a new chapter in Kashmir's politics. And from the reaction of DK Shivakumar, it seemed that he was perfectly in agreement. I think that is where you see clear differences in his ideology with the existing Congress party.
Dhruv, your response to this, while DK Shivakumar is well within his right to go for the Kumbh, go for Mahashivratri, the contrast in the stand of what DK Shivakumar has said versus what the High Command has said is glaring.
See, Akshay, just a few replies to Tuhin before we go forward. I think the BJP never misses a chance, to make everything a vulgar tirade of religious toxicity. And there was a kind of a misleading statement over here. Much before Khargeji's statement, we had our honorable speaker from the Karnataka, honorable Shri Yuti Khadar, who, in fact, from a different religion, went to the Kumbh Mela himself because he, in fact, embraces and likes to express himself in religious cultural events. So this has nothing to do with the statement that was made then.
That's great, Dhruv, and that's a great message.
Akshita,
but my question is, when Mr. DK Shivakumar goes to the Kumbh, that's perfectly fine. If your party is okay with it, that's even better. But when he comes out and says that the Kumbh has been greatly organized, and you have on the other hand Congress leaders saying, no, it's not, then there's an obvious question about who's right here.
See, Mr. Shivakumar ji has attended the Kumbh Mela on a personal capacity. It's his personal experience. He has expressed it himself. And I don't think there's much more of a clarification that has to be given to that. And again, there were some, allegations made about what Sadhguru said. I don't think I or anybody from the Congress or my honorable KPCC president is a spokesperson of Isha Foundation or of Mr. Sadhguru to speak anything about what he had spoken about Article 371 and its abrogation in Kashmir. Anything that comes across as national importance is something that, has to be taken across in a more sensitive matter. And I don't think it's necessary for any of us to comment on it.
The challenge is, when I referred to Mr. P.V. Mohan's comment, an AICC General Secretary, you said it's his personal comment. When I referred to DK Shivakumar, you say that too is his personal comment. How do we draw the line of what's the party stand versus what's a personal comment?
Akshita, so you think the party is going to put a stand, handcuffing the leader saying, don't go for this event, don't go for that event? Everybody has their freedom, right to profess, practice any religion. My KPCC president went for a spiritual event, and that's his personal belief.
Tuhin, it means essentially that in the Congress, democracy is thriving. What's wrong with that?
Of course it is. Yes, of course it is.
Tuhin?
No, I hate to say this, but the present-day Congress party is allergic to Hindu sentiments. It is allergic to national interest. Look at the way Shashi Tharoor was treated immediately after he praised, Prime Minister Modi's visit to the US. He was called by Rahul Gandhi for the last many years. He had been struggling for a one-to-one meeting with Rahul Gandhi, but to reprimand him, he was immediately called. So this Congress party has a fundamental problem. Look at the list of leaders who have left the party in the last few years. Whether it was Jyotiraditya Scindia, whether it was Murli Deora, again, both Murli Deora and Jyotiraditya Scindia had major differences on the issue of abrogation of Article 370 with the existing Congress leadership. Look at the way, other leaders have left the party, Himanta Biswa Sharma. So I think the Congress party has become indifferent for it. It is, for the present-day Congress party, it is no big deal if a few other leaders walk out. It thrives in its growing obsolescence. It thrives in its redundancy.
Dhruv.
It doesn't matter to them whether they are reduced to, 2 or 3 states or get wiped out even from there.
Dhruv, your response.
Akshita, you know what itches the BJP the most? What itches the BJP the most is when a Congress leader attends any of the Hindu programs and it's put out in public. That's what itches the BJP the most. And you can clearly see it, whether it's their response at the state level or the national level. They have a huge problem when the Congress leaders are at any program that's related to Hinduism. And, to be fair, you look anywhere in the political circles, you have mamas everywhere appreciating DK Shivakumar ji for attending any of these programs. And that's what itches the BJP, because that's what's going to hurt them when it comes towards their vote bank. It's quite evident. And all this frustration that you see on television is clearly valid. It speaks for itself.
I'll take that to Tuhin, but also Dhruv to respond to what Tuhin Sinha has said, where he listed out leaders of the Congress who were seemingly unhappy, and then because nothing happened, they ended up leaving the party. Look at what's happening with Mr. Shashi Tharoor. DK Shivakumar clearly is not towing the party's line on issues right now. Are all of these telltale signs?
Not signs. I think this is more or less, made up stories on by the media and everyone put together. The DK Shivakumar ji, like I told you, he's 40 years in the Congress. He has Congress written all over his political journey. How do you question such a man?
Because there's a stand taken by the High Command, and the DK Shivakumar comes out and says, no, I didn't face it. I was perfectly, I enjoyed the Mahakumbh experience. The administration has done a great job. He's praising the BJP.
He's not praising the BJP. He's praising the event that took place. It's a religious event, an event that all of us must be embracing. And my leader has embraced it to its fullest. What itches the BJP when Congress leaders embrace such events? I have a valid question here. Is the BJP scared of their vote bank being diluted by any chance?
Tuhin, your response.
Clearly a very itchy Congress spokesperson. You know, he knows everything that itches the BJP. Fact is that we enjoy Congress leaders coming for Hindu festivals. Point is, when is the Gandhi family going to come? A mere distance of 126 kilometers from Amethi or 130 kilometers from Brai Bareilly to Prayagraj could not be traversed. You have to answer for the Gandhi family. People hardly, think now, at least as of today, people hardly believe DK Shivakumar is a long time, has a big future has a long future in the Congress party. Sooner than later, he might ditch you. So what difference does it make whether he goes to Kumbh or whether he doesn't? For us, we celebrate Kumbh and we are very happy with Sachin Pilot, with DK Shivakumar, with Mr. Sukhu coming to the Mahakumbh.
So, Dhruv, there's your answer. Tuhin Sinha's answered your question, saying we're very happy if the Congress turns up there.
Then please do appreciate it that DK Shivakumar ji attended all these events.
No, he did. He appreciated it. The question right now is being
Fair
asked.
enough.
Of course.
Fair enough. That answers all questions.
No, Dhruv, the question at the end of the day is this, is whether DK Shivakumar is not towing the party's line, openly, brazenly, going away from what the party has said on issues like Kumbh, which has been the biggest political narrative that the opposition has been putting forth in the last many weeks.
Attending a religious event,
not
a spiritual event.
Dhruv, it's about the comments he made about the arrangements at Kumbh.
Yeah, that's his personal experience, like I've said earlier, and he's free to express what he feels like. I mean, have you seen the party issue any notice, any summons, anything against what he has said? Has there been any stance of the Congress? Has there been any communique?
Yes, of course.
I did give you a communique, but you told me that that's a personal account.
That's an isolated instance of one person. The Congress is filled with a number of members. Please tell me if that's a minority view or a majority view.
Okay. I can only quote to you what leaders have said. Now, to every quote I'm giving you, you're telling me it's a personal account.
It is a minority view.
Okay.
It's one person. Please show me more people who have spoken against my KPCC president.
2 days after...
Yeah.
2 days after DK Shivakumar went to Prayagraj, both Kharge ji and Rahul Gandhi backed out of a Karnataka investor summit meet. That is worse than a show cause notice. You are jeopardizing the interest of an entire state because you don't agree with the politics, you don't agree with the personal choices of your leader. And, here you are saying that we don't issue notice. You don't have the guts to issue notice to DK Shivakumar. He's your money bag right now. He's controlling your politics in that particular state. You know that your government will fall the day he quits the party. So how can you issue a show cause notice to him?
No, the problem...
You will jeopardize his programs. You will jeotize his initiatives, which is the typical Congress politics.
Oh, these theories.
Okay, Dhruv, quickly your response, and then I have to bring in Mr. Sandeep Shastri. Go ahead, Dhruv.
The leader of opposition and our honorable AICC president had to attend to parliamentary matters. And I'm sure Tuhin Mehta, if he's followed the invest in Karnataka so closely, he must have seen the amount of investment that the government has brought through, over 5 lakh crore rupees on whole. And I think it was a great successful program. And if you want to speak about various narratives, let's talk about Vijayendra and Yatnal's fight in Karnataka. Tuhin, I'm not too sure if you know Kannada or not, but you can play musical chairs in the sequence of musical audios, and you should listen to what
that. Surely, why not?
Exactly.
Dhruv, you've raised a valid point.
When India Today conducts a debate on that, why not?
Why don't you listen to one clipping of Yatnal and translate it to Hindi? And then you
when India Today conducts a debate on that, of course, on that day.
No, let me bring this back. Let me bring this back to Mr. Sandeep Shastri. Let me bring this back to Mr. Sandeep Shastri. Gentlemen, just give me a few moments whereas we're running out of time, so I want to give Mr. Sandeep Shastri the last word on this. Mr. Sandeep Shastri, you've heard there from the BJP and the Congress. The BJP, of course, has their own issues of infighting in the Karnataka BJP unit. But for the Congress, Mr. Shastri, what do you think really is the messaging that goes across? Because at the time that we're talking about what's happening with DK Shivakumar, you have a Mr. Shashi Tharoor, who reportedly is also miffed over not having any responsibilities, approached the High Command, was allegedly snubbed. Do you think all of this is sending out a message that the Congress and the High Command isn't really holding or reining in their leaders?
No. At one level, we talk of the need for internal democracy in parties. And at another level, when people do say what they think in their personal capacities, we read too much into what is going on. I think for the sake of a exciting political debate, I think we are reading too much into situations. We are reading too much into developments. The BJP spokesperson was right in saying that there has been a stream of leaders who have left the Congress and joined the BJP, which is a reality. But then, does it therefore mean that the same thing is again happening? Are we reading too much into the developments that are happening? Do leaders don't have personal preferences both within the BJP and within the Congress? Is not infighting within both the parties in Karnataka a reality? And because of that infighting in both parties, is the other party trying to take the best advantage of the situation? This is something we are seeing for quite some time in Karnataka politics, and these events become like a sideshow in politics to keep the excitement going.
My takeaway from what's happening right now is never say never in Karnataka politics. Anything is possible, and all sorts of comments, of course, are made from every single side to keep the political fire also raging. Dhruv, Tuhin and Mr. Sandeep Shastri, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. Endless speculation, of course, over DK Shivakumar. 3 times he's confirmed, I am very much a congressman. But then there are questions about whether the Congress unit itself is unhappy with DK Shivakumar's stand on certain issues where they've had the complete contrasting stand.